How's it going, guys? Pumper Films here, and today we're going to be reacting to Season 2, Episode 6, the season finale of The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon. This episode is titled... yeah, you guessed it.
Revoir Les Enfants.
Yeah. Which translates to Goodbye, Children. Now, before we begin, I should point out that this video is a little bit late compared to usual. Like, I try and get Daryl out on the Sunday, but clearly that's not the case for this reaction. I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. The video's out. It doesn't matter when it came out, it's out. But yeah, anyway, last episode I thought was decent for the most part. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of how they treated like Losang and got rid of him as a character because, you know, Losang's dead now. He was killed by Daryl in the catacombs. Ash was saved by Carol and Daryl. Janae's place has collapsed because she's now dead. I don't know how it happened, it just kind of happened. Her place just collapsed. Codron was a badass. We got to see Codron helping out. We got to see Anna, I think her name is, who was with Quinn in the catacombs. You know, you have the nightclub in the catacombs. And she helped Daryl and Carol out. We also saw, you know, Daryl tell Levant about what happened to Isabel. Levant says, you know, he didn't want to come with Daryl to go to America. He wanted to stay because he didn't want to lose Daryl. But that's not the case based off the ending of last episode. Levant is there. Ash has found out the truth about Carol's lie, about her lying about Sophia. And then right at the end of the episode, we had this bombshell of like, oh, Ash can't fly the plane because 4 people, it will never get off the ground with 4 people, I assume. Which to me doesn't make sense because he was originally going to come to get 4 people in the first place because it was going to be Ash, Carol, Ed and Sophia. And then on top of the fact that the plane has 4 fucking seats. So it's like, it clearly can handle 4 people, but maybe not on a long flight, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, this is the end of the road for Season 2 and the end of France, potentially, because we know we're going to Spain next season, and I'm pretty sure, because I'm watching this episode a little bit later, I think the Season 3 trailer is out right now, or at least a teaser for it, so we'll check that out after we finish watching this episode. But yeah, like, overall, I think so far this season's been not that great compared to Season 1. They've made a lot of mistakes, specifically with the French characters, like killing them off just for the sake of killing them off, specifically, obviously, Isabel. Like, I think it was a massive mistake killing her off as early as they did. But that's just me. Maybe people feel a little bit different on that. But I personally don't like how they killed her off. It just felt like, oh, we don't really know what to do with her character anymore. Like Sylvie, for instance, they did the same thing with Sylvie in like episode 3. Right, so I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of what they've been doing with like the French characters that we've come to know and love in the first season. And now they're all like getting wiped out. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to recap, so I guess we should just stop doolallying around with this shitty intro and get right into the fucking episode.
This plane will never get off the ground with all 4 of us. So.
Which doesn't make sense because he came here to pick up 2 people, Ed and Sophia.
You know where I'm from? They say you blow on those to set your wishes free. I found this in the trunk of a car. I did what I could with the strings. Codron, teach you how to play that?
You like 70s rock. You're not coming, are you?
No, which doesn't really make sense.
Somebody has to stay behind. It makes sense that it's me.
But why though?
Something bad comes to ruin it.
It's only temporary.
It's a long way to America. You'll be all alone.
I'll make it back.
Can't promise that.
So what's the plan then? Is Ash going to go to America, fuel back up and then come back?
Play something.
Always get what you want.
Does Daryl sing it?
Can't always get what you want. Get what you need.
First time Daryl sung. This might be the last time we see this intro. Or this version of the intro, you know what I mean? I mean, granted, it's already been a little bit new because of Carol being in the show, but...
I want you to know that I won't be coming with you.
Wait, so Carol's not coming to it?
Why should I help any of you? You bring me here.
Yep.
under bullshit pretenses.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for what? So now I should do you a huge fucking favor.
He needs to watch his language. He swore like 5 times in the last 2 episodes.
Le château avait été converti en hôpital et pendant un temps il a servi d'asile psychiatrique.
Was this for Lou and Codron?
Il était temps. Il passe plus beaucoup là.
Who's that?
Tu connais Ansfo, Akila?
Akila.
Je suis venu tout seul du Cameroun. Et quand les affamés sont arrivés, eh ben, j'avais plus rien à perdre.
On devrait pas rester tous ensemble?
Peu dangereux à l'intérieur.
C'est exactement ce que je viens de dire.
Attention au coup de foudre, hein.
Is his arm in the band because of him being stabbed last episode? What the fuck? A wheelchair zombie.
Y'a pas moi.
Wait, so why are they here? What are they looking for?
Le système de santé français, c'est le meilleur du monde.
Oh, just medical supplies? Fair enough. Don't put your gun down. Someone's gonna take it.
Ici à côté.
So they've been stuck there for fucking 10 plus years. 12, 13 years. And they haven't got out yet. I feel like they've been more voted than that, but Walking Dead is weird. Someone's in the hallway. Yep.
Et doucement.
Fuck.
Joli flingue.
Is that Codron's gun?
La cause, elle est morte.
Ah non, elle est pas morte, la cause. Sœur Jacinta va veiller à ce que la prophétie se réalise.
Jacinta, that's her name.
Aucun avion dans le ciel ces 2 derniers jours. Il faut qu'on tue ton pote.
Don't kill Falou. There's the other girl, right? Yeah. Fuck, she got away. Oh, come on, she couldn't have got far. Oof.
Reviens, Dixon.
Wait, how does Codron know where they are?
I don't think he likes me.
Ooh, Ash? He's got a lot on his mind.
Because you lied to him.
Mm-hmm.
Now you feel bad too.
Well, I mean, she was feeling bad from the get-go because she knew it was bullshit.
If you told Ash the truth, you might not be here. And neither would Daryl.
You have a really special way of seeing things, don't you?
So Cavill wants to stay, but Daryl wants to stay, so... Fucking communication, dude.
Hey, look, man. I don't really need any help here.
Alright, calm down.
All right, fair enough.
What happened to his parents?
He's an orphan. I was there when she lost Sophia. Wouldn't wish that on anyone.
You lose a wife or a husband, you're a widower.
Yeah, there's a kid, there's nothing for it, right?
There's no word for that.
Maybe that's too hard of a thing to name. I worry about plenty.
I mean, he's basically had to raise a lot of kids, right?
You know, you came here to save a kid. You still can.
Yeah, Levant.
Hi.
It's only one, though.
I guess I am kind of glad you're coming with us.
But it's only one. Also, Ash thinks Daryl's coming. Why were they so bothered by just one of them? Oh. Damn, what an ambush.
C'est quoi ce bordel?
You want to get us killed?
Don't fucking... Like, you're outnumbered. What are you going to do with one little pistol? Oh, hey. You're still alive.
You came as a man and left alone.
I want the same thing he wanted.
Why, though? It's such a shit motivation for villains. They just want the kid. Like, that's our whole drive.
Ouch.
Help me find them or your friend's pretty face goes next.
This is why I don't make friends.
Fair enough.
What do you want?
To go home.
And the crossbow. You can clearly see what it is.
Brought you something?
No way. Lug this all the way here? You ain't staying.
I'm gonna get you home, even if it means me staying behind. Because if anything happens to you, I'm not gonna be able to live with myself.
He's right. He knows how to survive. And you know the plane.
This whole journey would be pointless, though. Like, Cavill coming to find Daryl would be fucking pointless if he just stayed behind. Do you know what I mean? Why do we even need to stay behind? Like, the plane has 4 seats. They were going to come with 4, like, to pick up Ed and Sophia. It doesn't make sense. Why didn't you, like, bang on the door?
They're coming for Laurel.
You gotta go right now. Come on, help me get this wall down.
Also, that woman that was with, like, the second in command that was with Janae, that was at the hospital. Somehow she teleported into the middle of Paris. Yeah, how did she teleport?
They won't see you coming this way.
They could hear you coming.
Which way?
Through the garage.
Go ahead. Lead the way.
Okay. This is where Daryl and Ash were, right?
After you.
Does she know what's in there? How did they sneak up on people? Like, that makes no sense. They've literally got the whole fucking... Hey, at least it's burners.
God is on our side.
No, he's not. That's kind of weird. Like, you're telling me that didn't hurt and she wouldn't scream in pain. Like, come on. Well, she's been bit. And burnt, it looks like. On the face. That guy's looking at her like, shit, she's been bit. I mean, God can't be on your side if everyone's dying because you're going after Levant. I'm glad Follow and Codron are there. I hope they don't die. Because they're like the two expendable characters right now. And they're right out in the open. Yo, Codron... One eye, one arm, and a dream. Like, what the fuck? There's 4 seats. Why can't it carry 4 people? They never made it clear. Wait, that's like the worst cover. He's a madman. I don't get it.
We good?
Yeah, we're good.
Carol's gonna change her mind, right? That cover's so shit. There's so many, like, holes in it. You can literally see their legs. Like, what? Oh, great. Come on, Daryl. Fuck off. He hits, like, amazing shots and then suddenly starts missing it. There we go. Where's Carol? We've not seen Carol in a little bit. How? How did they miss? He's right out in the open. Like, you see what I mean? Stuff like that. Like, they could have at least grazed him or hit him or something. Just to make it a little bit more believable. Obviously, they wouldn't kill him. Are you kidding me? Carol's not in the plane. They're not showing Carol. Yep.
Suck it, motherfucker!
Yep. That was obvious as fuck. See what I mean though? Like, you get... Now Levant's gone. And now the biggest question is, like, why the fuck are they going to Spain? Like, they're just getting rid of Levant so it's a Daryl and Carol road trip show. Just undoing 2 seasons worth of a story. Like that. He won't be able to see you wave. Come on. It's the thought that counts. Like, the motivation for these villains is so dog shit, dude. After all that, she just kills herself. I mean, at the end of the day, she might as well have, right? I mean, she got bit. She was hoping to get Levant. Well, I guess farewell Levant and Ash. Do they even know where the Commonwealth is? What? Now, why the fuck do we go to Spain? Oh, I like that. That was the music that played in the very first episode of the show. When Daryl was just, like, walking around.
You can help us get to England. From there, you may find a way across to America.
England?
Par exemple, en Angleterre.
Non, non.
Dude, England.
Je sais pas, il y a un truc spécial qui survit ici.
Well, maybe your pals could stop pointing those things at us.
Oh.
The fucking Scottish.
They will be our guides to the islands.
To see
Don't supplies to get through the checkpoint.
at least one more than we need.
Oh.
We were in Edinburgh for a few years.
I had these neighbors, the Desjardins, the white family, start calling me names. Terrible words. Tell me I should go and live in that good door. Then boom,
The world went to shit.
the world changed. Her airway was blocked. And she passed out. We took her and left.
Really?
But I saw gratitude in his eyes.
The apocalypse put an end to racism.
No, definitely not.
Maybe it leveled the field a tiny bit.
Wait, so why would going to England make it easier to get back to America? Like a plane in England or something? But, like, no one can fly a plane, so it makes no sense. Hey! Even though their relationship only began this episode, because I don't think we've seen it before this.
Alors viens avec nous.
Passons, Jamila.
The fuck is... Who is this?
Et on se dit au revoir encore une fois.
I mean, good for Falou, but, like, it just seems a bit random, you know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure she didn't exist before this episode. Right? Am I tripping? I don't remember her.
Like my brother.
But Daryl didn't kill your brother. Now, granted, Daryl doesn't know that.
His name was Michel. Having to finish him off. You put an end to a part of yourself. You never told me what happened. You killed Michel.
He didn't.
I didn't kill him. A girl beat me to it.
What girl?
A skinny girl on the road. He tricked me into thinking he was blind.
And she's dead, right? I mean, I guess Daryl could put 2 and 2 together, though, right? Because he didn't get into any other encounter with a person. Because Codron went after him basically immediately after, right? So Daryl knows he didn't kill anyone in France. So Codron went on that revenge path for no reason.
Ezekiel's probably showing Ash around.
Probably not.
I can't remember her face.
Mm.
Time took that Sophia away.
And she has no pictures either.
It's been so long, it all just got churned up again. Her, Lizzie, Henry.
Mm.
None of that's your fault. Come here.
Yeah, none of it was really her fault. Like, Sophia, you could kind of blame that on Vic. Kind of, but not really. Like, there's no other choice he really had. Like, he told her to wait, and she didn't, right? So, like, she immediately left as soon as the walkers walked past. And then Henry, it was his own fault, to be fair, and Lizzie was just fucked up in the head.
Le tunnel sous la Manche.
Mm.
50 kilometers downwind.
Took us about 9 hours to walk this on the way here.
Bon courage, mes amis. I know you will get where you are going.
He's gonna go help her out.
J'ai une raison de rester maintenant.
Mm-hmm.
Je t'avais prévenu.
Dude, if Codron's coming with them, I'll take that. We need someone from the France storyline that carries over. Like, I want someone to accompany them. Like, because Falou's staying behind.
He said your brothers in arms.
Hmm.
That's what I thought he said.
Wait, so they're going into the British Channel, but how the fuck did they end up in Spain? Like, what? Also, I mean, we're probably close to the end of the episode, and I don't think this is the craziest episode we've ever had. It's okay so far, it's not anything insane. But that's not it, is it? No. Holy shit, Batman. What was
The
that?
hell is that?
That's Thanos.
Guano. Guano?
That shit.
Thanos has been snapped.
Just keep your guns away. Let me do the talking. You'll just piss them off.
No, it's the fucking bioluminescent walkers.
Hello?
No, they're dead.
We come bearing gifts. Angus, get it. Get thanks.
They're dead. They'd turn the lights on by now.
Guess they're not gonna be needing a wine.
Why? They've got gas masks on, why? They were all killed.
Each other.
Yeah. But why did they kill each other?
Well, maybe it's the guano. If you breathe it in too long, you can start to see things.
Yeah, maybe we should put on some gas masks. Just to keep it safe. We're about to see why they killed each other, right? I swear to God, if these Scottish guys end up killing Codron because they go fucking insane or some shit. Ew.
Bioluminescence.
Yeah. Ew. That's cool as fuck, but ew. You fucking woke him up, dude. Why is it not affecting Daryl and Codron? And what's causing it? Is it like... Is it the bat shit or is it the walkers? Sophia. Yep. Spies are showing it. Carol! Wait. Sword? Wait, what? I'm so fucking confused. That's his brother. Daryl! Fuck's sake, dude. And now... Oh, if Daryl has to kill fucking Codron now because of this. She's leading you to your death, Carol. Oh! That's a fucked image. We finally got to see Carol Walker. Do it! It's obviously not you, Carol. Just fucking do it. Kill yourself. Where's the Scottish guys? Oof, that was sick. Don't kill him. Daryl. Ah! Where's the Scottish guys? They're just gone. Now Daryl's like, oh yeah, gas masks. What the fuck? Why? Wait, what? Where'd the walker go?
There's not enough masks for the lot of us.
Who's Daryl seeing? Isabel? Vic? Imagine. Keep her far away. No, don't get... Because if she gets close, then we'll see her face and it's obviously not going to be... And keep her far back. I mean, they're kind of hiding her face a bit. Ah, we saw her face there. I mean, obviously she's not going to look the same because the actress who played Sophia obviously is older now, so... They did the best they could with what they had, but at the same time it also kind of works because she said she couldn't remember her face. Put in a vision too, because it's not actually her. There's Isabel. She shouldn't have fucking killed her off, to be honest.
You think it's over? But you won't die here.
Well, no, there's season 3. Yeah, his grandfather's dog tags or whatever, right? Well, they're not actually there.
Not like him.
Hey, there he is. There's no way Daryl just killed them both, right? Did he? Of course, conveniently. Oh! Yo! Hey, I mean, they were gonna kill him. Fucking fair game, to be fair. I'm pissed they killed him off, dude.
Monsieur Dixon.
They shouldn't have fucking killed him off. I know Codron's gone somewhere, like... Dude, it's so obvious what they were trying... Like, they're just writing off all the fucking French characters and getting rid of them. Like, at least keep Codron, like, going into season 3. That would be so much better.
Where's Codron?
He ran off.
Where's he gone, man? I want it... How do they end up in fucking Spain? What? They're going to... England? Like, how did they get to Spain? Didn't Codron run off in that direction? So shouldn't he be over there somewhere? Where is he? Is that it? That was it? I mean, as an episode... Bit weird. Bit weird. Like, I'll be honest, like, I'm not a fan of this final episode. Like, I thought... It was just strange. Like, it felt kind of like 2 episodes in one, but in, like, the worst way possible. Like, you had the first half, which was, like, getting LeVon out of there, and then the second half was just a fucking psychedelic trip. like a massive acid trip, which was just strange, and, like, tonally was weird. You had, okay, Carol, like, seeing Sophia, but she's only seeing her because she's tripping the fuck out, you know what I mean? Like, you had Codron who just runs off, which, by the way, they did exactly what I thought they'd be doing, is they're just getting rid of all the French characters. They did it 3 times this episode. They got rid of fucking LeVon. They got him on the plane, they got him out of there. They got rid of Falou by randomly introducing this woman that we've never seen before, having her and Falou fall in love in the span of like 20 minutes, and then that's enough motivation for him to stay behind and not be in season 3. Obviously, Codron, right? He runs off. And I assume we might not even see him again. But I also think we could, because he did just run into the tunnel, and that's where Daryl and Carol are heading. And he couldn't have got that far, but he could also be dead because he's hallucinating. You know what I mean? He's going to try and embrace his brother, but it turns out it's a fucking walker. The walker bites him and kills him. So we could see his body next season or something. It could be a situation where they can't get the actor back and they just have to write him out of the story and then just kill him off screen. But it just feels weird. It just feels like a setup for the Carol and Daryl show going into season 3, and I'm not a huge fan of that, personally. Like, all the stuff that was set up in season 1 doesn't matter anymore. Like, you know, this episode you had that fucking Jacinta, I think her name is. First time I know her name. And then she dies in the same episode we learn her name. Like, I think they might have said her name, like, maybe a few other times in the season. But you make her, like, a main villain for, like, one episode just to kill her off in, like, a very underwhelming way. And then when she dies, everything is, like, you know, everyone's made up and happy now. Like, what happened to Janae's second in command? Like, she just stopped pursuing it because the whole motivation for all these fucking villains has just been get Levant. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, Janae had a more interesting idea. Like, especially in the first season, I was intrigued with her, like, arc, with where they were going to go. But obviously they had to wrap it up because Carol was coming into the story. And I feel like this show had at least a 2-season arc story for the French storyline, right? I mean, sure, they still maybe executed on that. But I think the original plan was very, very different. Because obviously this show was supposed to be a Carol and Daryl show. Melissa McBride decided to take a break. And then they wrote season 1 without Carol. And they probably planned for season 2 to be without Carol too. And I think that would have been better. I think the season would have been better. I think they would have had more room to wrap up these stories. Like, you can't introduce these characters and then just get rid of them like that. I would have preferred it maybe if Carol showed up at the end of this season. Like, oh, she's looking for Daryl. And then season 3 is about, like, Carol finding Daryl and getting him back home. That would have been better. Because then at least season 2 you would have been able to, like, wrap up certain storylines. And maybe even finish, like, the Janae arc. And I think that's also a big problem. They should have kept Janae alive till the end of the season. Like, having Janae die, and then Losang's the villain, have him die in an episode, and then have Jacinta, who then dies in the... Like, it's just weird. You had too many villains. Like, it was like a revolving door of villains. Right? And I think that all comes down to 6 episodes. Like, if you had more episodes, which, even then, Walking Dead has also proved that they don't know how to handle, like, big-scale things. Like, look at, you know, obviously the biggest example would be, like, The Ones Who Live, right? I mean, that was also a 6-episode show. You had All Out War, right? That was too long of an arc. Like, that was 16 episodes, and it was very shittily paced, right? So, they don't know how to do these big-scale things and these big-scale, like, storylines without, like, padding for time and just having these weird filler episodes and also just rushing things. Like, Walking Dead just doesn't know what the fuck it wants to be. And that's mainly down to, like, episode count. I think a perfect episode count is, like, 10 episodes. You get a decent amount done in 10 episodes. You can do a lot with 10 episodes, especially, right? And it's a little bit more than a first half of, like, one season of The Walking Dead, right? You get 2 extra episodes to, like, build up to something. And if you remember, Game of Thrones used to be 10 episodes per season, and they got a lot done in them 10 episodes. Right? I think the franchise has definitely hit a point where it's just like, just end it. You know, just wrap these characters up, end their stories, like, give them a satisfying ending, and then maybe, like, end it with, like, some kind of movie where you can wrap up everyone's story and tie up loose ends or whatever, right? But you know that's not going to happen because this is the cash cow. They've got to milk it, right? Season 1 was such a massive improvement over this season. But in terms of this episode itself, like, I don't know, like I said, it felt like 2 episodes in one. Like, what was her name? Is it Anna? I think the girl that was with Quinn last season. Is it Anna? Like, the way she died, like, just fucking, like, it felt like she couldn't act. You know what I mean? Like, she's being torn apart. She's being ripped apart, and she'll tell me she just has this blank face. Like, she just shows, like, no emotion. Like, that's just weird. Like, as an acting thing. Like, I feel like even someone who, like, tries to be, like, stoic is going to feel these things biting into you and ripping you apart. You're going to scream, or, like, you know what I mean? Like, that was weird. A lot of my criticism has just been like the word weird, but it is. Like, this episode was just strange. Like, the Scottish people who just kind of emerged out of nowhere, right? Like, the idea to go through the tunnel of the British Channel, like, okay, why wasn't that the plan from the get-go anyway? And I don't understand what the plan is there. You're going to England to maybe find a way to get to America, but what if there's nothing in England? You know what I mean? And there probably isn't going to be anything in England if they... I mean, this is what I don't get. How do they end up in fucking Spain? Because season 3, we know they've been filming in Spain. So how the fuck... Unless they're going to disguise Spain as England, but that would be stupid. It genuinely felt like not a lot really happened this episode. The only big major thing that happened was Laurent has now left France, right? He's gone. And now Carol and Daryl are in a tunnel together, heading to England. That is all that happened in the episode, when you think about it. If you, like take out all, like, the tiny pieces of the narrative, nothing really happened there. Like, you can say, like, oh, Codron finally got the closure about his brother, he finally learnt the truth about his brother, but none of that matters, because all of it was undone by the end anyway, because he started hallucinating and then started blaming Daryl for his brother's death again. So none of it fucking mattered. That whole scene was pointless. Or because they wanted to have, like, this psychedelic trip for a final scene of a 2-season story to wrap up a lot of these characters' journeys. I'm glad, like, Falu's alive, and I'm glad maybe Codron could still be alive, because he did just run off. He's not definitively dead yet. I mean, I guess we'll probably find out in season 3 next year, but that's wild that we have to wait probably a full year, right? I'd assume the season 3 would be around, like, October-ish. Maybe before that. September, October. Maybe, like, August. Maybe summer. It could be a summer season. For season 3, and obviously we got Dead Sea season 2. But, like, to me it's just strange. Like, I wish this season could have been better, and I'm mainly just going to put it down to Carol. Nothing against Carol's character. Nothing against Melissa McBride, because at the end of the day she's a fantastic actress, and she, like, even this season she acted her heart out. But it's mainly just, like, the behind the scenes stuff. I can see what they were trying to do story-wise, and it just didn't work for me. I'm not a fan of, like, how they treated the French characters, like killing Isabelle off, stupid mistake. Like, what was the point? Like, if you're going to have Laurent just leave France with this random guy, Ash, you know, like, Laurent has no bond with Ash. Ash has just been introduced this season, right? And he leaves with Ash. What was the point? Like, it would have been so much better if you close that storyline and have Isabelle and Laurent fly off together. Because then, like, you know what I mean? Like, that would have been perfect. But instead it's like, nah, we kill off Isabelle, and Isabelle wants Daryl to protect Laurent, and then Daryl's like, nah, you can go to fucking America, I'm staying here. Like, it makes no sense. It's just shit writing. Like, they genuinely didn't know how to wrap up Falu's story, so they just introduced this random love interest that has never been seen before in this whole show, and then make him stay. That to me is just like, wow. They clearly don't know how to write, like, closures for characters, but I also think, like I've said before, it's because of Carol. Like, they realise, okay, Carol's in the show, but we don't want her to be introduced into the middle of this fucking story, you know, where it's all these characters who have these bonds with Daryl. Like, sure, we can have it a little bit, but we need to get, like, we need a fresh start for Carol and Daryl, so we're going to do that leading into season 3. So we're going to get rid of all the characters in season 2 to have season 3 just be the Carol and Daryl show. To me, that's what it is, right? I mean, season 3 could absolutely be better than this season, but to me, this felt like a season that is, like, stuck in the middle of, like, 2 shows, you know what I mean? Like, it's stuck in between the show that was created for season 1, and then it's stuck into the stuff that's going to be in season 3. Like, it's stuck in between that. So they had to, like, tie up the shit from season 1, even though they probably weren't supposed to. Like, not in this way anyway. And then lead it into the Carol and Daryl show, which will be season 3, which is exactly how it ended, right? It ended with them 2 going off in the tunnel. Like, I still enjoyed the show. I enjoyed this season in terms of watching it. But like I said, it's mainly because, like, you know, you can enjoy something, but you can find it bad at the same time. Do I think this season's worse than The Ones Who Live? No, because at least with this season I wasn't waiting fucking 6 years to see Rick Grimes again back in action and then see the CRM storyline, which they were building up much longer than this French storyline, come to a disastering fucking halt, you know what I mean? So The Ones Who Live, in my opinion, is like the worst fucking shit in Walking Dead for me. Like, for me, I mean, Fear is bad. World Beyond isn't great either. Tales of the Walking Dead isn't fucking great either. But Ones Who Live, in terms of my excitement for that show and how excited I was to see Rick back, and the amount of disappointment I had by the end of that show, nothing will beat that. I know people are going to be like, that's so stupid, like, you got disappointed just because the CRM stuff. Yes, I did. It was literally a Marvel story, The Ones Who Live. It ended with a big fucking, it's stupid. It's dumb. I'm not ranting about The Ones Who Live, we're ranting about Daryl Dixon. I don't know what it is. Walking Dead, these past few years, ever since, like, even, like, what happened? Season 9 of The Walking Dead was so fucking good. I love that season. It's like my favourite season of The Walking Dead. I love Season 9. And then Season 10, it started to get a little rocky. There was, like, Season 10 was good. I enjoyed Season 10, but it was a bit rocky, you know? And then obviously you had the COVID episodes, which kind of lowered Season 10 a little bit, but obviously they weren't episodes that were really supposed to be made, but I'll take it. And I mean, we had the Hares Negan episode, and we had the episode with Gabriel and Aaron with Robert Patrick, right? So that was a good episode too for the extra episodes in 10C. And then we had Season 11, which was fine for the most part, but it was a very disappointing final season, you know what I mean? It just felt like a setup for the spin-offs. And then following that, we obviously had like Dead City and Daryl Dixon, which, you know, I enjoyed Dead City for what it was. Yes, I think it in terms of what it was pretty weak. The narrative behind it was a bit shit. But I'm okay to give it a chance. Like, it is the first season. Maybe they're just finding like the groundworks, like they're laying the foundation. So we could see what happens in Season 2, because that Season 2 trailer that just came out recently at New York Comic Con actually looks intriguing with the power coming back on and stuff, so I mean, I'm excited to see what happens there. Then you have like Daryl. I enjoyed Daryl Dixon Season 1, and then you have The Ones Who Live, which was, in my opinion, a disaster. Because like all that set up for the CRM. So I don't get what happened with Season 9. Like, why was Season 9 so fucking good? And then we have like the rest of the stuff that's just been, like, quality-wise, it's just dived. Like, in terms of writing, like, it's just gone. Like, I love the Walking Dead universe, but they're making it so hard for me to love it. Because every fucking time, it ends in disappointment. Like, this season was genuinely disappointing, you know? And I know I keep blaming Carol for it, but I guess at the end of the day, I should just kind of blame it on the writing, because it is the writing, you know? It's not Carol making these decisions, it's the writers making her character do these decisions, and also doing the decisions for the French characters. So it's nothing wrong with Carol, but it's genuinely just the writing. I genuinely don't understand why they ended the episode the way they did. Like, there's such a random way to end the 2-season, like that's it, that's how you end, like, them being in France, with them just going on this fucking acid trip. It is so weird. Like, who the fuck was smoking some... I don't even know what you'd be smoking to write that fucking ending. Like, what? Like, my arse hairs could write a better ending than that. It could have literally just been them going into the tunnel. I probably would have preferred if it ended with them just going into the tunnel and that was it. Right? I mean, it felt like that's how they ended it. I would have been like, okay, if that's it, sure, a bit underwhelming, but okay, I'm fine with it. But instead they had to do this gimmick where they have to have these, like, really cool looking walkers, right? Because you always got to do that, like, once every season, right? But I'm just really disappointed with the variant shit. I mean, it's not even a variant. Like, you had the burners, finally they showed up. I mean, it's not like they were, like, major things in Season 1, but it added a bit of, like it was world building, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what, like, Season 1 set up, and that's even what World Beyond set up with, like, you know, Jenna talking about variants plural. So like, okay, what's France talking about when it comes to the variants plural? Like just the burners, but then they said the burners are apparently related to experiments, and then so are the runners. So the runners didn't go anywhere, which now makes it okay. Now we're going to fucking Spain or England. I don't fucking know. Like I that's the thing that's just in the back of my fucking head. If they're going to England through the channel, right, through the tunnel, and then somehow they end up in Spain. Like, how do they, like, that's the biggest question I have. How do they end up in Spain? And even if they do get to England, how do they end up in Spain? I did find it weird, though, that Carol, you had that walker that she had, like, on the ground. And I don't think she ever killed it, right? Like, that looked like her, but it wasn't her. Because we saw what it actually was. It had that quick, like, glimpse of what it actually was. It was like it was a woman, like, I think she was, like, wearing black and stuff, right? She had that walker on the ground, and then suddenly that walker was gone. That was weird. Was that like a continuity error, or did she stab it at some point? When did she stab it? Because I don't remember that happening. I keep ranting about it, but like, man, I'm so disappointed. I just wish, like, this season could have been so much more. Like, even the way they wrote out, like, Losang last episode, it was just like, oh, he's dead. That was it. You know what I mean? And, like, even this episode with Jacinta, like, she shot herself. Like, I get why she shot herself. I mean, she was bit. I mean, she had no hope left because Levant has now gone. God wasn't on her side, as she kept saying. I mean, I said it before, like, what happened to, like, the other, like, people? They just stopped pursuing Daryl and that? I mean, I guess they don't really need to now because the whole reason they did that in the first place was because they were after Levant, which is the most stupidest fucking motivation for a villain. Like, I couldn't get behind that. Like, oh, they just want Levant? Like, that's it. Like, Carol's story this season, dealing with, like, the loss of Sophia, I like that as an idea. I just wish it happened in the main show. Because we've seen Carol go through this shit so many times. Like, trauma about losing children, trauma about, like, killing people. Like, it's getting old for Carol's character. Like, we're just going in circles with her fucking character, you know what I mean? Like, it's fine for her to feel, like, that grief of losing Sophia and having it in her head that she can't remember her face. But I just wish, like I said, they did it in the main show. Instead, they had to wait for a spin-off to do it. You know? And even then, they did it... I guess they ended that moment for her, that story development that they had this season, like, this arc that they had Carol going on with Sophia. They ended it with just a psychedelic trip. It's just weird. But, I mean, at the end of the day, that isn't just Carol where they go in circles. It is just genuinely The Walking Dead as a whole, right? Like, you know, introduce a villain, kill off the villain, new place, new location, let's go. Like, that's, like, the thing that Walking Dead just does. But I just wish, like, we'd stop doing this same nonsense with Carol's character, because we get it. She's been through some shit. Been there, done that. She's lost a lot of people. But, like, you know what I mean? It's getting old. It's getting very old. It doesn't feel like anything new or fresh, because we're just... It's like... Because I've watched Supernatural, right? And Supernatural is one of them shows that is good for, like, the first 5 seasons. But even in them 5 seasons where the show is good, like, Sam and Dean go through the same fucking dialogue every time, or the same arc. Like, they either don't tell each other something, both of them have secrets, and they just end up finding out, like, towards the end. Like, it's just stupid. Like, they constantly go in circles. Even throughout the whole show, that it just constantly happens. And it just gets repetitive. And that is very similar to what like, Walking Dead does with Carol's character. Like, they just make her character repetitive. Like, she does these badass things, but then it's just like she feels trauma for doing these badass things, and she feels like the grief and all this build-up that she's gone through. It's like she can't keep doing it anymore. Like season 6, where it's like she doesn't want to kill, but she doesn't want to stay because she doesn't want to be with people that she needs to protect because she has to kill, right? Like, to me, the way that was handled in season 6 was kind of dog shit. Like, I wish they treated that arc with Carol a bit better. But it's every fucking few seasons with Carol. Like, she constantly goes through this fucking shit. Season 10, like, she was hallucinating and seeing fucking, like, Henry and stuff. Like, because of, like, the trauma of losing him and not getting sleep because of that and grieving. They're constantly just going in circles with Carol's character. And, like I said, it's just getting old. It's the writing. It's not Carol's character, it's the writing. The writing is what's hurting Carol's character. Just stop letting her go through the same shit again. Let Daryl have a bit of that trauma. Let Daryl have a bit of that grief. Like, I want to see Daryl grieve about Vic or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, just something. Like, even, like, this episode, you have Daryl, like, singing. That was cool, and he had a little bit of, like, you know, emotion in his voice. Even, like, you know, Daryl didn't really grieve Isabel that much. I mean, sure, he loved her, never told her that. I mean, I kind of wish he told her in the hallucination, but yet again, that would have been weird if he did, because it's like, he's tripping out, you know what I mean? She's not actually there. Like, if it was like he's dying and he sees her before he dies, like, that'd be different, because then it's like, it fits tonally, right? Or she tells him to get back up and sort his shit out, but instead it's like he's tripping out and going on this acid trip. Like, it's just weird. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, that, you know, this video is going to be a little bit late when it comes out, upload-wise, because I am watching it a bit later. And because I'm watching it later, the Season 3 trailer, or the teaser trailer for Season 3 is actually out right now. I know that's a massive, like, derail from what we were just talking about, but I'm probably going to watch it. So, let's stop fucking dueling around with this nonsense and just watch the Season 3 trailer real quick. Because that could answer some of the questions I've been having. Like how the fuck they get to Spain. Maybe not though, I don't know. Hey, Stephen Merchant. Also, wait, was that England? That's Spain. I mean, that's clearly Spain.
I'm just ready to give up.
That's clearly Spain.
Thought it was all over.
Yeah, we both.
Huh. Let me go. Hang on a minute. Is that Stephen Merchant? That's England, right? Because there's the fucking the postbox shit, and there's a British fucking bus. It says London there, right? London's ultimate musical something journey, I think. Soul journey, maybe. So they're in England. Now the biggest question is how the fuck they get to Spain. I mean, I guess it was a boat here, but how does the boat? Wait. Oh, are they going? Could they do? Probably not. I mean, there's not really a lot I can get out. This is cool. I like this. But is that? I mean, could we consider that Spain? That could be anywhere. You know what I mean? That could be fucking desert in fucking Australia for all we know. You know what I mean? It could be like. That's also. Is that Daryl on that fucking horse? I mean, it's got to be right. The long hair. He's got a guitar too. Is that the? Well, it can't be the guitar he gave Levant, but he's on a horse, heading down tracks. Like, is fucking Season 3 of Daryl turning into Red Dead 3? Like, what's happening here? Is Daryl turning into John Marston? Like, what the fuck? That looks like a villain. He looks like the villain. Kind of look. Funnily enough, he does kind of look like the governor from the comics. Let me go back to the beginning. So they're wearing the shit that they were wearing. So they make it to England. I mean, Daryl's face is still cut up, but it's like Codron isn't here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope they answer where Codron is. Like, I swear to God, if they kill him off screen or some fucking shit, I'm going to be so pissed. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of shocked that, okay, so they are going to England, but then it's just, like, the Spain stuff is weird to me. Because it's like, okay, if it was, like, New Mexico or something like that, or Mexico itself, that'd be more intriguing, because then it's like, okay, they're closer to America now, you know what I'm saying? So maybe that's what they are doing then. Like, they're just using Spain as a backdrop for it. Maybe that's what they are doing then. Maybe they go to England in the first half of the season, then they end up going to, well, they don't actually end up going to Spain, they end up going to Mexico, or getting to Mexico, and they just film the scenes in Mexico in Spain. Is that... I mean, it can't be Mexico, though. Because, I mean, it doesn't have that fucking orange filter that every fucking show uses in every movie. You know what I mean? Like, to show that we're in Mexico. But, like, it's got to be that, right? That would make more sense than go... Because it wouldn't make you go to England to then head to... Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Because then you're just doing... You know what I mean? It's just a road trip through fucking Europe. You're making no progress there. You're just getting further away from fucking America. Like, if you think of it geography-wise, like, or geographically, like, it wouldn't make sense. Because, like, if they head to Mexico, they'd be going past, like, most of the states. You know what I'm saying? they'd be going past like Ohio and everything like that. It just wouldn't make sense. Like, depends how they get there. Like, if they go on boat and then the boat like fucking goes off course or something, and then somehow they end up in Mexico. So I guess they have to be going to Spain, but it's just like, why? Like, they go to England just to go to Spain? Like, isn't that just pointless? Like, I don't get it. Like, we're making no progress there. Because, like, we're just going down south at that point. Like, you go up north, they go to England to try and find something, then just to head to Spain? Like, what? To do the same thing? Or let's just keep hopping country to country until we find some way to get back home. But yeah, like I said in the intro, this video is going to be a little bit late, because I am recording this on Monday. So I'm going to try and get it out tonight. I usually, with Daryl and Walking Dead shows, because, you know, AMC Plus, they release the episode early, I react to it earlier in the day on the Sunday, and then I obviously upload it on the Sunday. But for this episode, it being a bit longer, I didn't really have time to do it on Sunday, so it is what it is, so you'll have to bear with me with that. It doesn't really matter, because by the time you're watching this, who cares a fuck, right? The episode is... the reaction's out, who cares, right? But it's just to kind of say, like, why it's a little bit late, because the first few episodes of the season, you know, I obviously got it out on the Sunday, but these, like, last two I didn't. So, it is what it is. Bear with me. I guess it doesn't really matter, because at this point in the fucking video, it's probably like 30, 40 minutes into the reaction, so who gives a fuck? You're probably not here for this. Let's move on. But yeah, like I said, I'm pretty disappointed in the season. I wish this finale was more than what it was. However, based off the trailer for next season, I'm intrigued, especially with the England stuff. The England, like, shit, but then, like, the Spain stuff is the thing that baffles me, because it's like, I'm still questioning why they go to Spain. Like, I want a good motivation, right? Like, heading to England makes sense, because it is, like, sure, it's closer, but even then, like, the reasoning behind it is like, oh, there might be something in England that we can use to get to America, but, like, you don't know that for sure. Anyway, like I said, I hope next season is better. This season just felt like a bit of a miss. You know, I enjoyed season 1, but this season just, I don't know, it wasn't it, man. Yeah, that basically sums it all up for Daryl Dixon, and I guess Walking Dead for this year, because, you know, there's no more Walking Dead. Obviously, there's Dead City Season 2, which I don't remember when it's coming out. I think it's May or March or something like that. I don't know. In terms of reactions, though, there might be a little bit of a break for reactions, because why not? And the Skeleton Crew coming out in December. There might be a few other reactions that happen before that, though, so stay tuned for that. I keep saying that, and I never fucking execute it, but just wait and see. Wait and see. That's all I'll say. But if you want to see, like, more shit from me, like, if you want to watch other shit, I'll probably just put the link in the description to my fucking gaming channel, because I'm streaming, like, every few days, or every now and again. Well, it's not every now and again, it's mostly, like, every day, trying to be consistent with it. But, you know, we play a lot of games on there. We've been playing, like, a lot of horror games, because, you know, October, it's now November, but the horror games are probably going to extend into November a little bit. I might do a stream talking about Daryl Dixon, because I did that with The Ones Who Live, so maybe I'll do it again with Daryl Dixon. We'll see, though. That basically sums it all up. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I will see you for the next one. Ta-ta and farewell.